Towards the end of my junior year in high school, I got really into filming abandoned places for YouTube. By the last week of the school year, my friends and I had already explored most of the rundown spots nearby and posted a handful of shaky videos. At first, we stuck to empty parking garages and half-finished construction sites. But one of the guys mentioned a place nobody had touched yet, one that sounded too good to pass up. It was the last day of school, and the three of us made plans to hit it once the sun went down. All through class, I couldn't focus. As soon as the bell rang, I bolted home to pack up. The place was an old hospital that had been closed for more than 15 years. The city had been talking about tearing it down forever, but nothing had happened. We figured nobody would care if we poked around inside since it was destined for demolition anyway. I stuffed my backpack with a camera, flashlight, spare batteries, and a crowbar in case we needed it. Around midnight, my friend Lucas rolled up in his Civic, blasting bass that rattled the windows. I threw my stuff in his trunk and hopped in with the others. The vibe in that car was electric. We were done with school, summer was here, and the thought of sneaking into a haunted-looking hospital made us feel unstoppable. When we got there, the lot was empty and surrounded by chain-link fencing. Trevor started to climb before realizing the top was lined with sharp wire.
Yeah, no thanks,
Trevor muttered.
Not trying to rip my leg open tonight.
Lucas grinned, pulling a bolt cutter from his bag.
Relax, I came prepared.
The lock snapped, the gate groaned, and the hospital loomed in front of us like a carcass. Windows shattered, the roof caved in, weeds pushing through the asphalt. Trevor hesitated.
This place is gonna collapse on our heads,
he said. Lucas clapped him on the shoulder.
Come on, don't chicken out now.
The rain began to fall as we reached the doors. We huddled under the broken overhang, shoving at the swollen wood until it finally gave way. Inside, the air was thick and musty. My flashlight beam danced over peeled paint and cracked tiles.
Dude, why is it so empty?
Trevor whispered.
Shouldn't there be, like, beds or trash?
Better for us,
Lucas said.
Makes filming easier. No mess in the shot.
We started down the hallway, footsteps echoing. Then came the sound of claws scratching across the tiles. Something squeaked, sharp and shrill. Trevor flinched.
Tell me that's just rats.
Of course it's rats,
Lucas said, though his voice wasn't as confident as usual. I swallowed hard. Then why does it sound like they're laughing? We tried a few doors, each one locked. Finally, Lucas pointed ahead.
Lobby's through there. Let's check it out.
The double doors loomed. Just as he touched the handle, a low murmur drifted through a rhythmic, broken voice. Trevor froze.
Nope, I'm not opening that. Forget it.
Lucas grinned nervously.
Come on, man. It's probably just the wind or some homeless guy.
He cracked the door, and we peered inside. At the far end, a hunched figure sat in a wheelchair, muttering. Moonlight streamed through the ceiling, lighting the shade. Holy shit, I breathed. Trevor stumbled back, slamming into the door. The voice stopped. The figure slowly rose.
Close it,
Trevor hissed. I slammed the door shut. When we spun around, the hallway had changed. Every door we had tried earlier was now wide open. Pale faces leaned out of the shadows.
Do you see that?
Trevor stammered. Lucas lifted his flashlight with shaking hands.
I'll scare him off. Watch.
The beam cut across the hall, but each head ducked back before the light touched it. Not funny, I whispered. Not funny at all.
Run,
Lucas said simply. We bolted. The sound of doors banging open chased us, one by one in rhythm with our pounding footsteps. Outside, the rain had turned the ground slick. Trevor slipped with a shout. Get up! I screamed, hauling him to his feet. Lucas held the light, voice shaking.
Move! Just move!
I risked one last glance back at the hospital. Beneath the awning, 5 dark shapes stood perfectly still, watching us through the rain. We dove into the car, slammed the doors, and moved us floored. None of us spoke the entire ride home. Months later, the hospital was demolished. Nobody ever mentioned people staying there. To this day, I don't know if we stumbled into squatters or something worse. Either way, I never went exploring again.